Hello, everybody. I'm not crying. I'm laughing and choking at the same time. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Welcome. Good to have you all here today. What a big sigh of relief, right? What a wait. Chat, please hold any new questions for now if you can. I've written a bunch down. I'm going to go through a bunch of bigger, frequently asked questions first, and then we'll get to some other ones in just a little bit. But yeah, it's good to have you here. It is very, very good to have you here, chat. Thank you for coming along. This will be the final kind of thing you see of Is That Sheep Looking at Me? Maybe. There might be something else coming, but we'll see. Don't get excited. It's nothing special. But this, I thought it'd be good to kind of do a little bit of a retrospective of Is That Sheep Looking at Me? Maybe we should ask, was that sheep looking at me now? Did we answer that question? I'm not sure we did. Is that the point of the show? Or is all the sheeps always looking at us and always not looking at us at the same time? That could be the actual answer, couldn't it? Today we're going to just, I'm going to show you around the set a little bit, show you some of the redstone. People were asking how some things worked. I've also got all 4 episodes that we might scrub through real quick and focus on answering a few of the more confusing parts of some of it. And, everyone's wishing me happy birthday. Look at that. Hell, yes, it is also my birthday today as well. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I will be receiving cake in the post, please. I want 1,000 cakes from each of you. Thank you, everybody. It was very sweet. You throw me off my flow now. Now I'm all blushing. Wonderful. Yeah. So, is it nearly nighttime? I'm scared. I'm scared of the dark. I did not set this studio up to be safe in any means. In fact, you might have noticed at the back of one of the episodes there was some a raid party kind of walking around in the background, which I guess lighting doesn't really affect too much. Is that Colin the Caterpillar cake looking at me? Oh, Nebagram, absolutely. It wouldn't be for long because it would soon be in my belly. It would soon be in my belly. Okay, right, we're safe for a little bit now. Thank you, I'm getting emoji cake now in the chat as well. Beautiful stuff. I want it to be pink and yellow. It kind of is. It's like yellowish cake with like pink strawberries on or something. That's very sweet. Thank you. Okay, so, yes, today we're going to be chatting a little bit. We're going to be looking at some controversies. Oh, was the show rigged? That's what I'm getting. I'm hearing a lot of rigged accusations going around in the comments and the chat and stuff. Is That Sheep Looking at Me rigged? Well, no, it certainly wasn't meant to be rigged. I wasn't trying to rig it. Maybe it was accidentally rigged. There will be spoilers in this stream as well, so if you haven't watched the 4 Is That Sheep Looking at Me episodes, stop this stream right now. This stream is going to be no good for you. You got to have watched them all to really enjoy this. Well, you could still watch along as well, I guess. That's fine too, but you will get spoilers. That's true. The sheep in the hills. Yeah, it's like the hills have eyes, and they also have sheep faces as well. Okay, all right. I should get on with doing some stuff here. So, firstly, I've got a few patron questions from my patrons that they gave me the other day. So we'll go through a few of them, and then we'll see how we feel. So, in no particular order, except the order is the order that they came into me. Lisa asks, how did you get all the camera angles? Was it replay mod? Was it flashback or something else? So yeah, it was flashback. And it was the first time I've used flashback. Absolutely love it. It gets the Zedaph stamp of approval. I actually like it better than replay mod by quite a little bit. So yeah, if you're looking to do anything, flashback it. It's great. I don't think it can't do anything that replay mod could do, but it can certainly do better things than replay mod can do, and it's just a lot nicer and easier to use. In fact, if I quickly leave out here, we can go. Look, I've still got all the shows. So, for example, this is show 1. If I open it up here. Da-na-na-na. Okay. Oh, it even had the camera angle set up and everything. Look at that. I need to zoom out a little bit. It's so much more responsive to anything, right? Where is everybody? Okay, hold on. Oh, I saw people. Very briefly. This was recorded on an old version as well, so it might not actually be here right now. But you can see, you can move things around. You can change the FOV after the fact. You can even change the time of day after the fact. So even you can make it nighttime permanently all the time, even though it wasn't, and stuff like that. It's great. It's wonderful stuff. You can, choose the players to render. Anyway, this isn't an advert for Flashback or whatever, but I thoroughly did enjoy using that, and I think I wouldn't have been able to have made it without. What I did do, however, despite Flashback having kind of different camera angles that you can cut to or whatever, I did sort of set up a camera angle, and then I rendered out the entire length of the show from that one camera angle. Then I did another camera angle and another camera angle, and so on and so forth. Probably most episodes had like 10 or so different camera angles. And then I gave them all to my lovely editor / girlfriend. I'm not sure which way round she would be credited first. And she did the bulk of the edit for the most part, editing all the different tracks together. So it did feel very much, exactly, Chris, very much like a real fiance. Sorry, fiance. I forgot about that part. It felt like editing almost a real game show, dare I say it myself. Crazy stuff. It was really nice. So at any point we could cut to any angle in my Premiere Pro editing software, and it would be there. Someone walks off screen, we cut to a wide angle. It was great. I loved it. Thank you, Adita. Lots of people have said that they've really liked the editing, and I can tell you now, this was the longest, hardest, sloggiest of projects that I have ever worked on, and I had Dot's help. Dot and I pretty much spent about 3.5 weeks, nearly 4 weeks, including planning, working like 10+ hour days, 7 days a week, non-stop. And that's because we had a holiday lined up. We went away for a holiday for... in fact, the first episode came out, then we went on holiday, then episode 2 and 3 came out, and then we came back, and then episode 4 came out. So I had to have them all done before I went on holiday, and we were right up to the last day, basically. We had about half a day to spare, which was nice. It was fun. We did really, really enjoy it, Tone. We really enjoyed the whole of the editing process. The whole of the making the show, honestly, it went really smoothly. There was no major issues. The planning, it was fun. The filming, it was fun. The editing, it was fun. It just took a very long time and was very, very exhausting. But, it could be fun and exhausting at the same time, right? I think. So, again, I keep harping on about it, and I do apologize, but now is the time. If you appreciate the show and you want to show a little bit of love to me, to Dot, to both of us, whatever, as well as it's my birthday as well. Oh, I forgot about that. If you haven't yet and you're thinking about it and you're on the fence, please do buy a Is That Sheep Looking at Me coin, creatorcards.com/Zedaph. I'll show it off. In fact, I've got some prototype ones right here in front of me, and we're going to switch to overhead camera mode in a minute, and we're going to check them out. So I would very much appreciate it. I don't ask for much. Well, maybe I ask for some. I don't know. But I'm asking you this now. If you can, it would be very appreciative, and it would make my heart flutter or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, forget about the cake. Don't worry about the cake. Buy yourself a present and get a coin. Why not? Great stuff. Okay, so that was one question. Oh my goodness me. Top Hat Gamer asks, what's been your favorite Frankensheep? And if you could merge another hermit with a sheep, who would it be? That's a very good question. My favorite Frankensheep, I think, has to be either the Schlama, the llama with the one, or the Chamalay, the camel, Alley. It just had the camel's butt on it, and I loved the camel's butt. And I think that would be pretty cool. And I was actually tempted to mix hermits with it as well. Who knows? Maybe that'll happen in a future. Is That Sheep Looking at Me? If a future Is That Sheep Looking at Me even happens. But everybody seemed to really like the Frankensheep round, and that was a Dot idea and a Zedaph. I made it happen with Minimator, a program that lets you kind of move Minecraft models around and combine them and stuff like that. It was a joint effort again. But again, it worked out very well, if you do ask me. The camel butt was a pretty good feature. It was glorious to look at, the camel butt. Chris Meredith, thank you for buying a coin. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Okay, next question. Were the contestants watching some live feed for the timed videos and video from home reveals? Yes, they were. So this was a big part of the pre-production. We were trying to work out how to let the hermits see a screen. There was a plan at one point to actually have like a big screen over here that we were going to digitally in the edit kind of superimpose a screen on, but it kind of got clunky and it was easier just to cut to the screen for you guys. But basically, me, the hermits, and Dot were all in a Discord call, except we were all muted and deafened and everything. We just used the call for a screen share. Dot was screen sharing a Google slide presentation, PowerPoint presentation kind of thing, that we were all watching. And she was just listening in, and we were recording we were also in a group, voice group here on the server. That's how we could hear each other. We were also recording, I can't really do it very easily, but you can record individual audio mic tracks using that mod as well. So I had everybody's voice on a separate track. So I had 4 voice tracks, plus then I got the game sounds, so that was 5 voice tracks. Then I had all the different camera angles, and we had to sync them all up, and I did a clap and stuff. How I did that is I come and stood over here, and I said, jump, 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 punch, like that. And that was my kind of clapperboard time thing. And then, we just talked it through, and Dot was listening in, so she knew when to trigger to the next slide that had... It didn't look as good graphics for the hermits as it did for you guys. The final edit had a lot more polish to it, but they could see, the screen. They could see what the Frankensheep looked like and stuff like that. And it worked out really well. It was perfect. I think we would definitely do it in a similar way next time. There might be some things we change about it a little bit. We might have Dot being able to talk to me privately in my ear, like a real TV host. And I could be like, listen, I'll be like, oh, 1 second, I've got the producer in my ear. You want me to stand a bit more to the left? Oh, okay then. And I would have been able to do that or something. Because there were a few times how could I say this? Went off script, not even script, just like went off course a little bit, started asking the wrong question, and Dot had to like somehow get my attention to let me know that it was happening. Oh, Azuma's been working on his potion brewer. How fun. Okay. What have we got? Okay, it's 15:15. This is good. I mean, about half an hour, we've got Skiz coming over, and I will be delivering this trophy to him as well. And hopefully, I think putting it atop of his pyramid. And we can... Skiz won, by the way. Skiz won the trophy, if you didn't know. Okay, next question. Oh, sorry, Blue Nono. That was Blue Nono's question. Blue Nono, thank you for the question about the live feed thing. That was very good. Very good point to add. Mel asks, how long did you look for the hidden sheep in round 1 of episode 1? It's actually round 1 of episode 2, right? The hidden sheep one was episode 2. Can you build a self-shearing sheep farm? I'd love to know how a sheep could shear itself. Yeah, because I thought that none of them managed to self-shear. That's really hard to say. Their sheep properly. But I guess, the easy way would be a sheep standing on a pressure plate that's touching a dispenser that then shears it. I feel like that is the sheep kind of triggering the mechanism. Whereas, I guess technically that did happen in Impulses. You're right. It wasn't really the barbers that were doing it. They were just pushing the sheep on. I don't know. I just like to razz on the guys. That was just me trying to be a nitpicky host and trying to make things funny and stuff. And some of they did definitely lean into more of a kind of take a roller coaster ride that happens to shear you at the end rather than sort of a Redstone Rube Goldberg contraption that shears it. There was another way I thought they could solve that one, actually, which I wasn't interested in, like, obviously telling any of them what to do or anything like that, but I was curious if they would. I thought perhaps they could name a sheep that said something like, please pass on such and such a message to a hermit, basically like a social interaction from hermit to hermit to hermit to hermit, or from sheep to Hermit. The sheep tells the hermit what to do. The hermit passes the shears to another hermit, which passes the shears to another hermit, and then that hermit comes and shears the sheep, which kind of would be like a very exaggerated way of the sheep shearing itself, because it set off the chain of events, and it would be social based rather than redstone based. That's what I was thinking. But that was for that one. So no, I probably couldn't build a better sheep self shearing machine than the Zits managed to. They all did a wonderful job. In fact, everybody's video submissions were fantastic. Like, I'm really happy with how much effort they all put into it. It was amazing. Even B-Dubs. No, B-Dubs' effort was put into... B-Dubs knew what he was doing. He knew that he would try and go down the comedy route, and it was brilliant. So that worked out very well. He put his skills where his skills laid. He used his skills to his advantage, and that was perfect. So yeah, there we go. Thanks, Mel, for the question. Couple more. Addy asks, are there any particular TV shows or similar that inspired this series of Is That Sheep Looking at Me? If so, which ones? Thanks for more birthday messages. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks for more birthday messages, everybody. You can tell I've had a birthday breakfast already. Birthday orange juice. Wink, wink. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So Addy, I would say that just obviously generally the whole game show thing, it's meant to be like a parody of game shows. I guess the title is somewhat kind of inspired by the game show Are You Smarter Than a 10-Year-Old? Because I always thought it was so funny that the title is like, or whose line is it anyway? They're quite long titles. They're also question titles. Something like that. That was roughly what... Holy, I was talking about you guys earlier. Okay, we're gonna fly away, I think. I have no wings. Okay, now we fly away. So that was what the title was inspired by all those years ago. But I do like the show Taskmaster. Love the show Taskmaster. I've watched all the English ones, at least, and hopefully we'll be watching some of the other countries' ones at some point in the future as well. But yeah, do love me some Taskmaster, and that is what inspired the video portion of the show. I think it's always good to kind of mix up the multimedia a little bit with stuff like that, and being able to have the hermits prepare something in their own time where they could really think about it and kind of do a plan. They weren't put on the spot. All the other questions I got them to do, it was all like, go and climb up that ladder now. And they had to do it really quickly. I think it's good to give people the option to do things sort of in their own time a bit more and be more creative rather than just rushed. Lots of people say that it reminded them of Game Changer as well, which is like a YouTube game show and stuff. I've never actually watched Game Changer at all. I've seen I've seen of it a little bit. I've just never actually sat down and watched it. Heard it's very good. I'm sure it is. But no, I was not really inspired by Game Changer at all. So you're wrong. No, that wasn't the way. But it's interesting to know. Maybe I should go watch it and get some more ideas for future shows or something. Or maybe they should watch Is That Sheep Looking at Me and get some future ideas. Who knows? Okay, final kind of double question is from Mistycle, which is actually the person that made this very skin. In my Patreon community, we often do a little art competition thing, just for funsies, and someone made a skin for me as part of that. It was actually a little bit more kind of purple and yellow, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And as soon as I saw that, this was a good 6 months ago or something, I was like, oh my goodness, that is the perfect host suit for Is That Sheep Looking at Me? So I asked Mistycle if I could use it and tweak it a little bit, and that is what's going on. So Mistycle, thank you very much for making those, making the skin, or at least the initial skin for me. Very much appreciate that. And they ask, how did you decide which hermits you wanted to invite to participate? Zits is self-explanatory, but what about the others? Yeah. And that is a very good question. I've seen a few of you in chat asking that today as well. And also, what the heck is this coming in? Submarine Sunlight? Is that euros? Is that 100 euros? Holy moly me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I can buy some cake. I'll buy some cake. I'll buy some nice European cake. Ooh, what's a good European cake? a French eclair. I'm not entirely sure, but thank you so very much. That is incredibly generous, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, picking the rest of the hermits was difficult. The Zits I knew I wanted from the get-go. Tango had been on the show twice before already, but obviously I love him. I love his face. He's a big dum-dum. He's a good contestant in that he's both good at this game and he's also terrible at it as well. He's very unprepared / ad-libby. He's a lot of fun. And I had never had Impulse on the show either, which is just a travesty. No idea how that happened. And obviously Skiz, this is his first season on Hermitcraft, so I could never have had him on the show before. So it just made a lot of sense to have the Zits on, as well as you could probably tell, the episode was just pure chaos and wackiness too. So that was good. Also Tango's math skills. Genuinely, I didn't edit his math skills. Like, there was no time cut out. He managed to work out how many 5 minutes go into 24 hours in like 3 or 4 seconds. It was unbelievable. And I still can't do the maths now in my head, and I know the answer. It was really crazy. But yeah, no editing either. That was pure Tango brain time. I didn't edit any time out or anything. If you watch it back, you can actually tell when he says it. I am desperately trying not to just be like, yes. I'm like, okay, right, Impulse, what do you think? And you can tell in my voice that I'm just like, what the heck? Oh my goodness. Like, I'm going crazy behind the scenes. It's a lot of fun. You can definitely hear it in my voice. If you can, after this, go back and watch it. You'll definitely see. And Mistycle, for making the skin, you get a second question asked as well, which is really good. How much time went into the development of it? I mean, I've talked about that a little bit, but when did you first decide that you wanted to do another season, and when did you actually start work on it? And what segment took the longest to figure out? So generally about time and stuff. So I've been wanting to do this now, I think since season 7. I wanted to do it again in season 7, ran out of time. Season 8 was the short one where I did my science stuff. I knew it was only going to be a 6-month season. Didn't have the time to do it in that either. Season 9, I was thinking I could totally do it in, but then my Zedvancements happened and just kept happening, and I was absolutely loving that. And so were you lot. You seem to love my Zedvancement stuff as well. So I just thought, you know what, no. Then I came up with the idea for season 10 being my gamified season, even though everybody else then suddenly started doing mini games all over the place. It's totally cool. I mean, it's a good, we all came to the same conclusion that games are fun, especially after like Decked Out 2 as well. That really kicked the ball off of people gamifying everything. But yeah, my season 10 was going to be gamified. And I think I knew that for probably about 8 or so months before the season began, maybe a bit longer. I actually don't keep track of the time very well. Like that. So, you're right. Sorry, Weird Gaming. I didn't talk about the other shows. I'll talk about that in a sec. So I almost immediately thought, after the first run of TCG, that if any of you got the first run of the TCG thing, you got a coin with your cards in the game box as well. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my word, that's awesome. Maybe Creo cards would be able to make a coin for me for a sheep thing. And because Is That Sheep Looking at Me has always been about sort of a 50-50 random chance, which is also why it's hilarious and like so stupid anyway, that I thought that a coin would be perfect for it. So I've spoken to Creo cards for a very long time about it. I knew I wanted to do it this season at some point. This seemed like the perfect time. That's sort of how the timing of all that happened. So the actual development of the show, though, I think, it was about 4 weeks before you saw anything of it. Dot and I started working on it, planning things, planning all the questions, writing all the stuff, designing the studio, working out all the ins and outs of how it was all going to go. And I was originally going to do one show, one episode, right? And then very, very quickly, I thought, this is going to be a lot of work. Why not kind of make use of more of that work by making more episodes? Like, I only had to build the studio once, and yet I got 4 episodes out of it. And it also gives more people a chance to play, like more contestants and stuff. I quite quickly realized that if I didn't just do like just a load of questions, if I mixed it up with some more like physical stuff and the video round at the beginning and stuff, I'd be able to get, like, the shows would be longer anyway so I could spread the questions out over more shows. It all kind of worked out great. And yeah, as soon as I realized that I could make more than one episode, it very quickly felt like, well, if I do 3, then I can do a 4th finale that was the champion of champions of those 3, and that worked out great. And people have said I should have done a losers special show. I did. It was the episode with the Zits. They're all losers. No, that would have been great too. It just starts getting and then you want to do a show for the middle people. It starts getting a bit too much. 4 shows was already a very, very, very long time to make. You probably saw a massive dip in my videos. Maybe you noticed. I'm not. I don't know. Because I was working on this for so long. And if we do another one of these, it's going to take a very long time again. But hey, it's been worth it. And you guys have been very appreciative. The videos have got loads of views on, and everyone seems really happy and stuff. So it was definitely worth it. I also just enjoyed myself. I think the Hermits all enjoyed themselves. So that all worked out great. But yeah, that's about that for the time stuff. I think we should have a closer look at the Creo coin, because again, it's something I am super proud of, and that has been working away in the background for a very long time. So hold on, let me press some buttons. Let me go open that. Let me go. Bah! Oh, that's the wrong button. Bah! Ta-da! I have hands. I've got 4 fingers. Well, I've not. I've got more than 4 fingers. I've got 10. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my hands that look a little bit suntanned and maybe burnt because I've just come back from a holiday. This was very temporary. I really need to, like, do sign language with my hands. This was very, very quickly set up, so I apologize for all the nasty shadows and stuff like that. But yeah, these are my hands. Oh, it's very hard to do a thumbs up. Like, I'm sat here. This is top down. So, welcome to the box. This, by the way, no, I'll hide it. This is very much prototypes. I actually don't have a finished version of all of this. That will be coming in April when they're shipping for everybody. Oh, but by the way, I should mention, you can get a Christmas card, so you can still, if you want to give one as a gift for Christmas, you won't get the coin in time, but you will get a card that you can print out and give that as a gift, letting them know that they'll be getting a coin for Christmas as well, which is nice too. I had to make sure that was a thing because I knew that people would be worried about that. So yeah, this is an early prototype of the box. As you can see there, the image, the box actually looks a little bit nicer. The logo's a bit bigger. It's got a first minting sticker on it. It's got Pocket Edition written on the thing there. Lift up flap here. It's got Creo's logo on the back there too. The sheep head isn't blue on the back side of it. It's a bit different. But it's roughly the same size and shape and stuff like that. It's very nicely made, and it's not going to look very good from the top. I should have thought about this. The Living Zombie, thank you very much for 35 ZAR. Thanks from South Africa, Zed. What flavoured cake will you buy with your 100 euros? What's 35 ZAR come to? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to buy cake, flavoured cake, I think. That's what I'll do. So it's like, I think they call it a clamshell box. So this opens with there's a nice like magnetic snap thing on the front there, but you can open this up like so. In the actual proper box, you've got some sheep eyes staring back at you here instead of these specifications, which are written up here now in a lot nicer looking font. You've got some sheepy eyes. So as you open the box, there's a sheep looking at you. It'll be perfect. And then you can see the coin itself. Very nice. It's, in fact, what size is it? It's 2 inches. 2 inches in diameter. Very nice and shiny. Proper, I can't really... proper metal, like super metal. I don't know what kind of... It's just a metal alloy that it is made of. Let's put that over to one side there. This is the first version of the coin that I got. Right, and I was already really, really happy with this. This was all designed by my artist that does loads of stuff for me, does my channel banner, does all of that. He's awesome, Maxilla. Check him out. He's amazing. So he designed this in the usual way. It's got, oh, where's the camera? It's got, is that sheep looking at me? If you could see it properly around the outside. It's got a sheep on this side. A few little tiny question marks there. We'll get to the next version. It's got obviously a sheep butt on the other side, so you can actually flip it. Boop. Okay, is that sheep looking at me? I'm going to say yes. Oh, sheep butt. Okay. See, it's just like the game show. It's perfect. Oh, we got another sheep bar coming in. Nathaniel, thank you very much. Very important question. First, is the coin lickable? No. Yeah, no, it is actually. It tasted quite nice. Don't lick coins. Don't lick coins. I must say that. Second, will carrying this coin cause sheep to look at you? No, it will not. It will also not cause sheep to not look at you either. But this particular sheep will look at you or not looking at you. But yeah, a few things I didn't like about this coin. It also doesn't have a, there's a special word for it, but like a kind of like an edge that if you ran your fingernail along, it would go, you know? It's just a flat edge, so it didn't like that. There was no question marks on the back, tiny question marks there. So, slightly better version here. You can see bigger question marks on the thing now, and it's also got question marks on the background of the sheep butt too. However, I felt like, and it's also why it's hard to show, this one, the background was a little bit too busy. It's a bit too kind of a rough background on that one, which makes some of the details. It's a lot easier to see all the details in person, but the lighting setup I've got is certainly not the best. That's probably one of the better angles for you guys. But yeah, it's still a bit too much of a rough background. So, this one is now the final background. The back of the thing there, it's still a little bit kind of rough, but it's a lot smoother, and you can read it all a lot more. It's got the edge pieces around the edge. Let's see if... Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. Sounds like a zipper. It's also not got question marks on the back. It's got crosses, just like it has a cross on the back of the sheep as well. That's just a cross. That's nothing else. And then, yeah, the front's like that as well. It's perfect. This is how it compares, because some people were still wondering about the size. This is a British pound coin. This is a euro. I haven't got any other currencies. Well, I've got some South African ZAR now as well, I guess. Oh, and some more from the Living Zombie too. Technically, anything is lickable. True. A shadow. No, you can lick a shadow. So that is about the size of it. It's quite big. It's kind of more medallion than coin. But as I showed here, you can definitely... Let's play it again. Is that sheep looking at me? Oh, I need to answer. I need to answer first. Hold on. Let's play that again. Right. Is that sheep looking at me? Yes. Yeah, get in. Okay. I did it. Wonderful. So yeah, that is what you're going to be getting. It's going to be shipping in April, is the plan. Makes for a very nice thing on the shelf, whatever. It's awesome. But again, even if you just want to help support me in the show, if you liked Is That Sheep Looking at Me and you want it to continue, get yourself one of these. That is the best way to let me know that you want to see more. And, you know, it's when licking the coin, it's when people say, put your money where your mouth is, right? That's how you lick a coin. But you don't. Anyway, right, let's get out of camera view. Boop. And back to this game, shall we? Oh, Skiz has logged on. Okay, Skiz, you're a bit early. I'm not ready for you just yet. What else have we? What else have I got to show you? There's still plenty of things. Goodness me, this is taking longer than I thought it was going to even. The best bit was watching it live and answering all the questions. I loved doing them as a premiere. Was a very last minute, but I'm so glad I did, because the chats in the premiere, there was about 1,000 or so people. Oh, there's 1,000 people now. Hello, 1,000 people. The premieres each had about 1,000 viewers as well, and everyone was playing along in chat. It was phenomenal. Did I just stand here over probably a night time or two? Oh, I'm surprised I'm not dead. Goodness. Okay. Oh, sleepy. So yeah, that worked out great. Let me remove some of these so I can see some more questions. Okay. Some more questions that I got from the YouTube comments before the show even began. Quickly answer those as well. How did you come up with this genius game show? Well, some of you already know, back in the early days of my channel, back when I was just playing single-player Minecraft, I started, I think it was episode 59, Is That Sheep Looking at Me? I just did it for fun. It was a parody of a game show. It was literally just me asking that question, and that was it. And then over the years, it has developed until it got to this point where it is truly a proper game show now, in my eyes. And that was good. The other hermits, of course. And I'm avoiding talking about it, apparently. So, yeah, talked about the Zits. Show 1, we had Jem, B-Dubs, and Joel, which was lovely as well. Jem and Joel obviously brand new hermit as well this season too, so he never got a chance before. Jem also joined after all the Is That Sheep Looking at Me's happened, so I'd love to give her a chance as well. I haven't interacted as much with Joel as I would like to, so that was also another great opportunity for that. Jem, the stuff I've done with her in the past has always been a lot of fun, and I knew she'd be up for it. There's a real kind of energy with this show, a stupidity that I bring to the table, and I needed people that were gonna roll with my stupidity, you know? Not that we're stupid themselves, that's not what I'm saying. Although I did get B-Dubs along. No, that's such a mean thing to say. I love B-Dubs. But yeah, so I instantly knew that those three would also make a good, you know, there's individually between me and the contestant need like a really good game show chemistry, and then also the three contestants among themselves. My favorite parts were when they were bickering amongst each other, and I could just sit back and watch. Like, that was great. Like, they made the show, the contestants. So that was why we did those. And then show 2 was Corrales, Mumbo, and Pearl. Pearl, obviously, again, the same thing. She wasn't available back in the day when I was doing it. Corrales had been on the show a bunch, and he needed to come back, and I knew he was super proud of it. B-Dubs legitimately, by the way, genuinely messaged me multiple times throughout the years saying, when are you doing Is That Sheep Looking at Me again? I want to be on it again. He was the only person actively, like, begging me to come back on the show. So I knew I had to get him on again. And then Mumbo had been on the show before as well. And I know that he brings a sense of British... He kind of gets my British kind of clumsiness with various things too. So that was really nice. And then that was it. That was all I had. I only had space for 9 different hermits to join me. So there were definitely people really high up on my list that I wanted as well. But I can't have everybody on, unfortunately. It just doesn't work. There's also time scheduling and things like that. It's surprisingly hard to get me and 3 hermits available all at the same time to record all of these shows and stuff. I also then needed to know that whoever won the 3 shows, the 3 winners would need to come to the 4th show. I needed to do all of this kind of planning within about a week and a half. I realized I could have done it over a longer time, but, you know, it's tricky. But definitely, if the show happens more in the future, there will be other hermits that you've maybe never seen on Is That Sheep Looking at Me before, or that you did see on previous episodes that weren't on these new ones and stuff. But it's tricky. It's a tricky beast to manage as well. But I'm very happy with all the contestants. Again, I really do mean this. Contestants, thank you all for making this show so great. That was very, very nice of you. You didn't have to. They were giving me a lot of their time and effort and stuff. A bunch of them managed to get some really fun content out of their video submission thing, which is great as well. If you haven't checked out their making of their video submissions on their channels, do go check them out, please, as well. That was another reason, sort of, for that part of the show, was because last time we did this, everybody put out... Well, not everybody. A bunch of people put out their perspective of being a contestant too, but there was a lot of editing involved. There was a lot of, the screen. They didn't have access to the screen looking good. All of these other things. So I was a little bit selfish and just said, I'm sorry, I'll need the final show, but I wanted to make sure they had some stuff. So the video round let them get some content out of this as well. Because, their time is money, right? And I was very thoughtful of that as well. I would hope so. I think they were all happy anyway. They were all really good sports about it, so that worked out great. Simon Diamond Gamer, thank you for the channel membership, and DotDotDash for 15 months of channel membership as well. Thank you very much. I do appreciate all that support, everybody. Thank you. Okay, other questions. Will there be any more seasons of Is That Sheep Looking at Me? I keep saying it. I keep skirting around it. I think there has to be, right? There has to be. With the amount of love and everything. You guys seem to absolutely love it. I've loved it. The Hermits seem to enjoy it too. There will be more seasons. I just don't know when. They maybe once a Hermitcraft season, maybe once a year, Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to have a little break. I'm not going to do more straight away. It's certainly going to be very many months from now. But I think it has to happen again at some point. I've already got some ideas for how to change things up a little bit. It's not just going to be the same rounds every time, the same style. I've got some ideas. As well as, of course, like I said, there are some other hermits I would like to be able to appear on the show as well, which would be very, very nice. So hopefully we'll be able to get some new hermits on, some old hermits on, and do all of that stuff too. But I think we should go and try and give this to Skiz now. Skiz, you ready? I've got to try and work out how to pick this up now. I think I need my statues book. I've got some more questions and stuff, by the way, that we will come back here after doing this with Skiz, and we'll answer a few more, as well as I want to show you my redstone for the sheep pop-up thing, which is more intricate than you'd imagine, as well as the podium and some other questions and stuff like that too. But let's pick this up. Stand visible, yes. Haha. We grab it. Oh, boy. Okay, was Skiz ready? Skiz is totally ready. Okay. Then let's fly on over. I should probably grab my bed, shouldn't I? Why did I pick pink and yellow for the main colors? They're my colors. They used to be purple and orange, used to be Is That Sheep Looking at Me colors, but I thought, no, it's as close to my brand as I would like it to be. It's very on brand for me as Zedaph anyway. So we went with pink and yellow. I've kind of changed it over to that. So yeah, we're heading over now to Skiz. Wait, where am I going? I'm lost. To Skiz to give him his trophy. And they're also not Wormman colours, no. Well, they are actually, coincidentally, I would say, Bugman. So yeah, we shall see about that. But, whoa, this thing's looking a bit more pointy than when I last saw it.
I hear a Zedaphplays.
I hear a Skizzleman. I don't see a Skizzleman.
I'm inside. Here, let me come out.
Okay.
Up.
Oh, I see our foxes.
Yeah, that's right. They're still there waiting for me to do something with them.
Oh, I found you. Oh, no, I found your butt. There's his butt.
You see, I'm coming out. Let me see. It's complicated in here right now, buddy.
It is a little bit, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
I found you. Look at what I've got. Oh, yeah. It's all yours.
Gimme. Oh,
I have not cleaned your saliva off from when you licked it either.
Good. That was the plan.
I didn't want to touch it.
That was a psychological thing, man. That was like, nobody's going to want this after I lick it. I'm going up there.
Okay. I'm coming.
Oh, let's go. Oh, this is amazing.
Nice point.
Here's the deal. I'm going to run something by you here.
Do it.
I think you put together this silly little game. This trophy means a lot to me, man.
I'm glad it does. No, that's great.
I love it. Okay, I wonder if, let me do this. Let's put some glass right there.
Oh, please don't right click it.
Oh, I almost did. I almost did.
Oh, boy. Okay, you can pop it on there. Holy moly.
Dude, you really saved it.
I would have let you, but I don't know how to make it again. I can't remember, so okay.
I just go like that.
Yeah, hey. Beautiful. And then I need to say, wrong button. I need to go, how do I do this? Small stand, yes. And stand visible, no. And then do you want to shove it forward a bit? No, that's pretty good.
Hold on. If you can make it smaller, then that means you can make it bigger.
Well, maybe.
No, that looks good. That looks really good.
I press yes again. Small stand, no. Da-da-dum.
Look at that.
You can have a big trophy. Of course you can.
Oh, so happy. I would take a little selfie with it. This is what I'm talking about.
Move it down a bit.
Oh, that's beautiful. See, whatever you're doing, you're going to have to teach me how you're doing that later. I have no idea what magic you got going on.
Oh, yeah. I'm nudging.
I'm
nudging hard. There we go. How does that look?
Absolutely amazing. Look at this. And screenshot. Boop. Oh, let's go.
Very, very well won, Skiz. You did a very good job in the game show. You're a well-deserved winner, I would say.
Well, thank you. That means more than you know. That was it was getting past the first round. I'm like, did I really just win that first round? And then And then boom, we move into the second round, the finalists, and I can't believe how it played out. It was just the absolute best.
It was wonderful. I'm very glad. Again, all the contestants were great. I would have been happy if anybody won, but I'm also really happy you won too.
Yes.
Yes. Oh no, I punched you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That means he likes me. I speak Zed. I know what that is. I do the same thing.
Yeah. Wax of love. Wax of love. People are saying we can make it even bigger.
Yeah, that's my understanding is with these, it could be absolutely obnoxiously big, which is maybe not something we want to do unless it's just for, ooh.
Oh, it's enlarging, Skiz.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that looks awesome. Okay. It can stay like this for a bit, I think, just to show everybody that you are the true winner.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think we do this for like a day or two, and then I'll bring it back to normal size, or that's when I'll learn how to
chuck
do
some
that.
cold water on it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that'll work great. Okay.
Oh, it's great, man.
Lovely. Well, you're going to keep this for the rest of the season, right? Or until maybe another show happens at some point in the future, and then you'll have to give it back.
Yeah, that's how these work. So, I mean, I'll pretend I'm good with giving it back.
Yeah.
But all I'm going to do is win again.
True. Yeah, you can hold on to it until the winner happens. Maybe you can even pass it on to the next winner. And if that's yourself again, then you can just lick it all over and everyone's happy.
Yep. I love it. Thank you. I love it.
Beautiful. You're welcome, Skiz. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yes. Thank you for having me. That was an absolute blast. I'm going to look at it from a distance.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Let's see. It might not show up. It might go invisible.
Oh, right. No, it's there. If we land right here. Yep. Oh, look at that. Look how good that looks, man.
This is why you built this whole pyramid, right? It's a trophy stand, really.
Yes. The whole Maslow's pyramid thing, it's a complete ruse. It was just to have a pedestal for my trophy that I was going to inevitably get.
It fits so beautifully with the gradient of stuff going up to the top of it as well.
It works wonders. Seriously, like the sheep face is helping. It's part of, you know what I mean? It just absolutely works.
Yeah. Oh, we need to look at the other side of it too.
We do? Like the back of it?
It's got a little sheep tush on there as well. Oh, he's up there. He's up there. Scares, come back. You got too close to the tush.
Oh, you went further away. I just came straight to the back of it. That's amazing. That is awesome. I absolutely love it, dude.
You can stand in the trophy as well. Oh, how does this work?
Can you?
Oh, that would be great. If you could put some blocks under there, so like a fence post or something, you could maybe stand in the trophy and get a really good picture.
So, looks like your head's peeking out the top.
It looks like you're in a hot tub of trophy.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Let me do this. If I go, I see. Yeah, dude, this is good. Yeah, we got to put something in there.
We'll have a play around. I think we'll get you a trophy that you can swim in. That'd be perfect.
Oh, excellent.
Lovely. All right, perfect. Thank you, Skiz. Thanks for coming on. I'm going to go answer some more cues that people have about the show and things. Good. But thank you for being a contestant and an all-round great guy.
Oh, well, likewise. And thank you for having me, brother. Really appreciate it. Man.
I'll see you soon.
See you, brother.
Bye, Skiz.
Bye.
Lovely stuff. Okay. Place it center. I know, it's fine. I'm going to tweak it after the stream, I think. And I'm going to make it so that Skiz can stand in the trophy because I think that would be a lot of fun. I'll center it. I'll do all that good stuff with it. But Armor standing on camera, I don't know how Cleo does it because I can't. Okay, so a couple more questions. What was my favorite game or part of the game show is being asked. Oh, sorry. Were there any more seasons was asked by Superkid. Thank you. And where did I come up with the game show idea? John Mooney. Thank you very much for that one. What was my favorite part? What was my favorite game to play? I've already kind of said it had to be. I almost died. Okay. It totally had to be the Frankensheep, I think, although I do have a real soft spot just for the video round generally. I think that worked out really, really well. I'm going to have a lot of fun in the future with other shows, getting more of that kind of pre-prepared stuff. It's really fun to be able to watch a edited video with people and react to it kind of live as well. So I think that would work great. Oh, B, I didn't see your lovely donation. Thank you very much. Happy birthday, Zed. B says, was rewatching Hardcore Hermit Season 1 when your stream started. Felt like I was being watched. Question, could there be a potential Worm Man return someday? I wouldn't know about that. I don't know. Whoever Worm Man is probably doesn't even know. But nothing to do with me. I already just had to sign a bunch of Worm Man TCG cards the other day, which I had no idea why Creo sent them to me to sign. I just wrote Zedaph on it. I don't know. Like, I guess it's just to help hide the anonymity of who Worm Man really is. I really don't know. But thank you very much, B. But yeah, video sections I think were my favorite. There's obviously a big part of it being round one for everything. I do also have a very soft spot for the fish flopping race as well. That was over here too. That works out great. That was a lot of fun. I was a bit worried because it wasn't sheep, but then like I said in the thing, the fish are the sheep of the sea, right? Zed, invent a Frankensheep now on the spot. Everyone I think of, we already did in the show. It's hard. I don't know how the contestants did it. They did a really good job. A Schlammen. Yeah, I guess we could talk about that briefly. Some people were also saying about how the Frankensheep in the first episode, actually in the second episode, I said that the names had to kind of be 50-50, half sheep, half the other mob. That wasn't exactly true. I was a little bit loose with the rules. Sometimes I was a bit pickier with certain people in the beginning, in the early days, but by the last few shows, I realized, especially with the final show where it was 3 mobs combined, I realized I had to be a lot more relaxed. I think Corrales got a point for, like, Sheepender Sheependamite, or something like that. And it was basically, he just said sheep and endermite, and I still gave him a point, I think. It's a hard thing to do. And again, I am the judge. If I am happy with their answer, did he say Shendermite? Okay, was that what it was? So he basically said endermite, but yeah, he didn't take, he did half of sheep, but he did the whole of endermite. It's tricky. It's a tricky thing. It's all fine. It's fine. Technically, Tango's Schlama also should have just been a Shama, not with the schla, but it sounds so funny, and the way he said it, he was so happy. Like, in the moment, I've got to give all these points out, like, on the fly. You think being a contestant is tricky? Try being a host. It's very tricky, especially when everyone's going to be judging your answer-based stuff. So anyway, I stand by all of my Frankensheep decisions. I stand by most of it, but yeah. So that was Z asking what my favorite game was. What was my favorite build/creation? Custard asks. I think probably either the buzzers or maybe this part of it as well. I guess this is a good point to talk about this too. I did definitely simplify. This is what Chris Meredith, by the way, asked. Why simplify round 3 to what I did? There's a good point for that. Back in the old shows, you may remember, and in fact, even in the original Is That Sheep Looking at Me game, it was always, you had to bet whether you got a sheep looking at you or not looking at you, and you could be correct in either way, in either variation of it, right? I always felt like, especially with the last iteration of the game show, that it was a bit tricky because, okay, like say this, right? So I'm going to be like, okay, is that sheep looking at me? I'm going to say no. So then I'm going to stand over here. I'm going to release it. Oh, so it wasn't looking at me. So yes, I get a point. Basically, there's 4 combinations. You can think it is looking at you, isn't looking at you. And then on either one, it can either be true or it can be false, or it can be true or it can be false. So there's 2 ways to get it right and 2 ways to get it wrong. And I feel like that just kind of somewhat complicated it a little bit. Whereas I think and also you play, it's a bit more of a solo game, whereas I wanted the contestants to really feel more like they were battling it out. So trying to do this where they had to decide which side to be on, first of all, creates a little bit more arguing and bickering, which is all in good jest and fun, and it's always nice to see what the contestants say to each other and stuff like that, as well as it makes it a lot more simple, because whichever way the sheep is looking, that's who gets the point, right? It's kind of more of a positive thing. You want the sheep looking at you. Yeah, that's great. So that's why I kind of simplified that a little bit. And I just made it, if it's looking at you, wonderful. If it's not, never mind. So we can talk a little bit about that now as well. In the controversy, so to speak, in the very grand finale, I have Skiz on this side and Keralis on this side. I pull this down, and technically, the sheep is looking slightly more on Keralis' side, but the sheep immediately, and I'm talking like a few frames, spins around and looks directly at Skiz. Eye contact, right? So I never really discussed the rules of round 3 properly, or at least how I was scoring round 3, right? So I've kind of retroactively come up with what I think my rules are, which I believe now, if you go back and watch all of the final rounds of all the shows, this is kind of how I was scoring it. So, firstly, sometimes the sheep just doesn't look at anyone. It's just staring off. It's staring rather than looking, right? It's blank stare off into space. Like right now, it's just like, oh, da, da, da. It's not focusing on anything. Well, now it's looking at me, but focusing on something. So then if it's doing that, whichever 180 degree, so if it's looking in this 180 degree bit, it goes to this player. If it's looking in this 180 degree bit, it goes to that player. If it's just blankly staring. However, if it actually gives eye contact, that trumps blankly staring kind of thing, right? So, and I think that the only time that it really gave eye contact so quickly was with that final one with Skiz and Keralis, which is a shame almost that it was so pivotal for the finale. But everybody in that moment, we all did think it was looking at Skiz. Like, Skiz immediately reacts because it spins around and looks at him. It feels like such a... The sheep really picked Skiz, is what it felt like. As well as, remember, I don't care. What I say goes. I am the boss. I'm wearing the pink and yellow suit. So whatever. And it's all in good fun anyway. No one really cares. No one really cares. Huh. But yeah. That's what I would say. If the sheep directly looks at you, bam, that's you getting the win. If the sheep is not directly looking at anybody, it's kind of blankly staring, then it's in the direction that it was facing. And the only caveat to that is that final round with Skiz and Keralis, he spins around so quickly to look at Skiz that it felt like a win. And I think that's what's important. So yeah, let's take a little look at the redstone here, because it is good fun. So these are just obviously that. All I've got here is a way to here. This is a good view of it. I've got 4 pistons that push up and down these 4 blocks, and then if we jump down here, I felt like it was a win because it was. That's not so. It was Skiz. It was. You got the trophy already. Gah. Go lick a trophy, man. Goodness. So these 4 go up whilst this one goes down, and then when you flick the lever over, which is just above there, they just invert, right? So these guys are on a torch. This guy is not on a torch. So when these are on, this one's off, and vice versa. And yes, you can see this guy is actually... I fell! He's actually being pulled down with a lead. A very tight, very taut lead. Can I... Oh, I did that really well. He's being pulled down really, really hard. So when... Ouch! Go lick a trophy. The absolute... meanest second ever be. Yeah, pretty much. When it's like this, the sheep is stood on a closed trapdoor there as well, just to bump him up just a little bit more. But ultimately, he could jump out of that. Even if the trapdoor wasn't there, he could jump out. But because of the thing pulling him down, have I got any wheat on me? I actually do. Boom. Oh, I grabbed 2. And a Skiz head. I might lick it. Even if I do this, you'll see, look, he is desperate to get out of that hole. it's actually quite sad to see. But yeah, you can't really see the lead very well, but the lead is actively pulling him down. It's the most stretched it possibly can be, and it just means the guy can't actually jump out the hole, which is very nice. It's a bit like my Season 8, the Science Lab, my wool wall, where all the sheep were being pinned to the wall by being pulled by a rope, somewhat similar to that. Yeah, so that's how that all worked. Other than that, pretty simple redstone. Over here, the buzzers. This is nice as well. This is actually designed a while ago. I think, Bugman, was it you that designed this? I can't remember now. But this was designed a little while ago for a previous show. It's using the same logic. It's a bit crazy to see. So let's see how I can explain this. Maybe I shouldn't be down here. I should just use free cam to show it off a bit instead. Ouchie! I should be wearing my boots so I don't take as much fall damage. Okay. Is this going to be easier? Yeah. So all three buzzers are set up exactly the same. Oh, and Blackson as well, of course. Yeah, that's perfect. He did the repeaters and Bugman did the sheep launching up in the front, which I did consider again. However, it just felt like too much sheep, believe it or not. As well as I remember last time we had issues with the sheep jumping out of the thing, which is always fun too. But trust me, making this show was chaotic enough without having to deal with 3 more sheep that could escape and run around. And some of the questions involved like dyeing a sheep multicolored and this and that, and I don't know. So it felt easier this way. But yeah, so all 3 are literally connected together. So this one comes down. The first thing it does is it connects them all together. Sorry. So this is one line, goes through this repeater. This line here connects them all. Okay, it goes down the back here and around the other side. So no matter which of these 3 you press, this redstone line here lights up at the same time, right? No matter which one. You can kind of see a bit of symmetry. Then what it does is it also, that line goes to these 3 repeaters, this one, and it locks them all. So the 2 that didn't press it get locked, turned off, and the one that did press it, this one, gets locked, turned on, right? Which means any of the other button presses will not get through their repeaters. So it's basically comes down to this repeater for that buzzer, this repeater for that buzzer, this repeater for that buzzer. I'm not sure I can actually kind of show it very well. We can try. And try and get off. Owie! Oh, the water. Oh, goodness me. Charlie, thank you very much for your 15 channel membershipy months. I do appreciate the support. Thank you. So if I hit that, boom, you'll see. Okay, so this is the one that gets locked because it's matching up with this, whereas this guy here, he gets locked, but in the off position, as does, you can't really see it, but the one for across there as well. Whereas if I hit the middle one, this guy gets locked in his on position, and if I hit the middle one again, this one gets locked in his off position. So that's all it is. We've basically got 3 lines, but they all combine at one part and lock all of the repeaters so that whatever state those were in when the button got pressed is what gets saved. I added a little bit more. We've got our ding noise back here, and this is just on the main line because it doesn't really matter who dings. They all just get the same ding. And then under here, we've got some... I actually only need this. I don't need that other one there. Oh, no! It's stolen my comparator. Come back. This is just a little bit of a redstone extender. You just shove it through here. When 15 goes in, instead when it goes back off again, it has to go 15, 14, 13, 12, and it has to go round and round and round, and it extends your redstone pulse. And the reason why I put this on this side is purely for symmetry, because this whole thing is very, very symmetrical, and I don't know. And that just means that the button stays up for a little bit longer. I was noticing that it was kind of hard to tell sometimes whose button went first, but when you do this, bing, the block stays up for quite a nice time. The button goes down now, but you get an extra couple of seconds of the block being up. But it does also mean that when one's gone up, if I keep hitting any other button, it will keep making that repeater, the little comparators down there stay on indefinitely because it's topping up the 15 redstone ticks. Even now, like, look, that block just won't go down. So you have to leave it for a while until they all go down. Then you can restart the system again. And it works very nicely. It's very, very good. Everybody has exactly the same... Oh, no, that doesn't go there. Wait. Did I just break a block without breaking a block? I'm a bit confused. I don't know. Yeah, everybody's got the same timing. Nobody's got more of a delay than anybody else. It's all very fair. I made sure that part was super duper fair. The carpet... Oh, no! The carpet is purely there... Oh, poop. So that the redstone... They can stand on top of redstone, basically, without it looking gross. Oh, I broke the sign as well. Okay, that's for the carpet to sit on. Like that. Beautiful. Very, very nice. What's this doing? Oh, that was what the trophy was set on, of course. Okay. There we go. So that was the redstone of the show. There isn't really much more else to it. A couple of other bits and bobs to talk through. The fish flopping final. No, let's not talk about that yet, because we could look at the video replay of that. Let's hide that sheep down. This part here, lots of people, especially Corrales, was saying that the sheep favors looking in this direction. This is in a southerly direction. Some people were saying that I know that mobs favor a particular direction to walk in, so maybe the sheep was like looking in that direction more. I'm not entirely sure. I think some scientists, some real Minecraft scientists, need to do some science with this exact setup and see which way the sheep's looking, because I think there wasn't enough data to truly get an idea of which direction the sheep was looking in or not. Corrales was adamant that the sheep always looks to the right, and it felt like the comments kind of agreed with him. Yeah, also there's the whole thing of some people were saying the more that somebody like Mumbo was moving around a lot, or maybe he was moving too far back, which means the sheep doesn't want to look at you, whereas someone being a bit closer, the sheep will tend to maybe occasionally actively look at you. But look, he doesn't want to right now. Oh, there you go. Now he actively looked at me. I don't know. I did not test the science of this too strongly. I thought it wouldn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's about the hermits arguing which side they want to be on anyway. And even still, we definitely had some people winning points on this side. So even if it favors this side, who knows? I tried to make sure that if somebody cheated and looked down in here, or, you know, we did it quickly, we waited a nice long time for the sheep to have ample opportunity for it to spin back, you know, to change direction or whatever. Whilst it's down there as well, it has absolutely no eye contact with anybody. So technically, when it pops up, it really is looking in just a somewhat random direction. I guess let's try it a few times. Boom. Oh, I would give that one to the left there. It's slightly looking towards the left. We'll wait, make sure it breaks eye contact with me. And boop. It's looking left again. It did a weird little nod thing too. That's totally fine. I'm pretty sure this is fair enough for a game show. However, I have maybe got some other ideas of what to do for potential future shows, potentially as well. And yeah, Skiz did win on the left side here, but there was, like I said before, the controversy about whether he was technically leaning towards Corrales' side first, but within frames of him popping up, he gave Skiz pure eye contact, which totally, in my book, overwrote the... Now he's looking left again, see? But maybe it's because there aren't people here. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about. So, what else to say now? I think I can actually switch over to some video footage stuff, if this is going to work. Boom. And then... Boom. Right, we can see a video replay now of the shows. Show 1 here. Not all that much to say on this lovely group. Lovely people. Had a lot of fun making it. I was a bit nervous recording this first show, I must say. There was so much technical stuff going on. Back in the day, previous shows, I was more nervous about talking to the hermits, because I was quite a new hermit at the time, and that was new and scary. Nowadays, not so much, but I was nervous this time purely because of the technical stuff. All the things going on. Was I even recording? Imagine if the recording wasn't going, the audio wasn't going, something like that. The Etho girls, yeah. Exactly. So that's all fun anyway. But a big question as well. Some people were confused about this final round. More so at the beginning. The scores from... Oh, hello. Pre-order creocards.com/Zedaph. What a fun idea. This QR code, by the way, I'm so happy that it works. I've never done a QR code thing like that before. I've never made my own QR code, but it totally works. You can scan that right now. I need to scan it to check. Because if I say that now and it doesn't work... Oh, yeah, it totally works. That's awesome. Okay. Anyway, sorry. That's just me geeking out about QR codes, about how cool they are. But, yeah, so the scoring... I don't think we're going to see the scoring here. But the scoring for rounds 1 and 2, where the little purple pink things pop up at the bottom, basically, that just decides who makes it through to the final round, right? The scores do not get carried on to the final round. Some people were saying like, oh, but like, I don't know, Gem had more points going into the final round, so she won 2 more points. No, none of that. Once you get to the final round, all your scores get wiped down to 0, and it is purely, can you win best of 3 playing, is that sheep looking at me, basically. Trying to get it to look at you. Beatles in the background. That was also unplanned for the first show. I did record the shows in order. I had no idea what to do with the final contestant. I didn't want to send B-Dubs home, have him get kicked out the call or whatever. Thought I'd have him on in the background, and it was a tradition that stuck around for the rest of the shows as well, which is... Yeah, the final is kind of called Is That Sheep Looking at You? But I think that's fine, Almighty Rorks. Like, I think that's okay. You're right. I was quite consistent as well. I tried to be. So that's it for show 1. Looking at show 2, pause. We actually had a few little bits and bobs. So I wish I had some time codes to get to here. Someone did ask as well how long it took me to find these sheep in this one. What you see on camera is pretty much unedited, time-wise. Like, I don't think there was much time edited out of it, but I did I did genuinely have a real tough time ranking everybody's round 1 stuff. For all 3 shows, I really struggled with it. It was so my opinion, and they were all so good in so many different ways that it was just difficult. Show 1 with the putting the sheep in danger, and show 3 with the auto sheep shearing, I got to see the videos a bit beforehand. But this one where I had to try and find the hidden sheep, genuinely I had not looked at these until we were recording the show. So I was a bit kind of like, uh-oh, I don't know what to do. You can hear it in my voice if you watch back the show. I did not know how to score it. Obviously, this is Pearl's sheep one right here. It's very good. Even at the very end of round 1, I still think I agree with my scoring that I give Mumbo the extra point. I do still think most of Mumbo's was on camera. Let's see if we can see Corralis's. Some people struggled to find Corralis's one. So Corralis's sheep is right here. Underneath this coral, you can see its head right there, and then its body going on. So that totally works. But yeah, what else? There was a point that Corralis was supposed to get. I think... Wait, which was it for? Dot, which point was it Corralis was supposed to get? So at one point, the points were meant to pop up, and Corralis was meant to get a point, and he didn't. We missed it. Technically, Dot missed it, but it was the Dinnerbone one. Oh, of course, the Dinnerbone sheep question, which is maybe one of my favourite questions as well, by the way. Oh, that's the end of round 2. Oh, no, it's the beginning of round 2. It's in round 2, isn't it? The sheep butt not having any pixels on it, which is also questionable. Yeah, this one. So Corralis won this. He didn't get a point for it in the show. However, it didn't matter. It didn't change the outcome. The same people got to the final that would have got to the final, so it didn't make a difference anyway. Luckily, if it had have made a difference, I do not know what I would have done. But yeah, this was probably my favourite question. But yeah, I forgot to give Corralis the point. Or we, Dot and I, the producers of the show, forgot to give Corralis a point. So whoopsie. Also, people were saying, yes, the sheep could have been called Grum as well. I really thought I was meant to say that in the show. Apparently I didn't. Or it got edited out, but I think I just didn't say it. But that was a lot of fun as well. What else? I think that was it for that. Show 3 doesn't really have anything to talk about in it. Show 4.
I've been looking.
This, by the way, the beginning thing went down super well. Oh no. I totally know what I wanted to show in show 3. My favorite part of the whole premiering everything, my water, was the ad placement in show 3, right? Where can I even find it? This got everyone so good. All right, we'll watch it. One is that sheep looking at me coin still available. I know the volume's a little bit quiet on it. Utterly brilliant. I felt so cheeky and so naughty putting it there, right? Because it came down to they'd both won a point each up until this point as well. So it was truly like right down to the last bit. I totally had to. I had no idea where I was putting the adverts when I was recording the show. I added them all in at the end. But as soon as I did that, I was so funny. Chat absolutely exploded with like people laughing, people like, what? Like it was glorious. So yeah, very very happy with that one. That was my most fun moment watching people watch the show, the premiere. It was great. The Living Zombie, sorry, some more Zah from you. Will you bring back the animal waterfall to a future episode? I remember watching it in season 5. Do you mean the one where a bunch of animals would go past and they had to remember what they saw? Because that's a fun round too. That was fun. That was a good time. Yeah. People were saying as well about the bogged. There is a bogged and also dogs. You can get their armor off by shearing them. That was there was a question that was like, other than sheep, what other mob can you use shears on? And the answers I had written down were a snow golem to take its head off, or I've forgotten the other one. See, I'm no good. I'm no good without all of my preparation and everything. The mushroom, exactly, which is what Jem said. Jem said a mushroom cow. You can get the mushrooms off of it, and you totally can. But yes, I think I checked the wiki on that. So the wiki might need updating, or I'm just stupid. But a bogged, you can also shear and get the mushrooms off. And a dog, you can get its armor off by shearing the armor off. I don't think you can shear a strider, no. But who knows? But it doesn't matter anyway, because Jem got it right. Got one of my answers right. So that was lucky. So that's very good. Also, what were some other controversies? I just thought of one a second ago. Darn it. Oh, the name tag thing. Where was that? Oh, that was in episode 2, wasn't it? Maybe I can find it.
Get it all together. Blue
Sheep race. Right. So a lot of people saying that this round was rigged. Right? Because it was whoever logged on first has pickup priority.
Are you alright, Zed?
So what happened was, right, let me give you some context. So I told them to find the rainbow sheep hidden in the studio. But the trick was that I had a name tag on me. There was no rainbow sheep, but the name tag creates a rainbow sheep, right? So they had to realize that there wasn't one, find a name tag, find that I had it, and basically ask for the name tag. As soon as somebody would say, can I have that name tag, Zedaph, I would give it to them, which is kind of what happens. These 4 sheep around the edge were purely there to give them the chance to rainbow sheep one up. And we're about to get to the moment.
Is it soon to be a rainbow sheep?
Is it soon to be a rainbow sheep, Mumbo says?
Maybe, but you'd need a name tag for that, wouldn't you?
I was giving them clues at this point because they were not being very smart about it.
Night is coming.
Where would you get a name tag from?
Where would you get a name tag from? He says, holding a name tag. And they're literally looking underneath me. Right.
Would you get a name tag?
And then Corrales realizes I have one.
Huh? We're not
holding a
smart
name
enough for
tag.
this, Zed.
I am holding a name tag, yeah.
Corrales is just stating I have one. He's not asking for it.
Oh, so it's you!
It's you, right?
You're the rainbow sheep.
Oh, do you want the name tag?
At this point, I realized they're not asking me for it. So I thought I would ask them if they wanted it. But obviously by this point now they've all gathered very, very close.
Yeah. I'll have
please.
it. I'll have it. I'll have it.
So I throw it down, and this is the point where, at the time, we kind of say in the show, "Oh, Pearl was lucky that she picked it up first." No, I knew, and then I think the contestants know as well that it is about whoever has logged on first has priority for picking up items. Pearl did log on first. I logged on first, really, but then Pearl was the first contestant to log on. So exactly, Mahogany Tree. You could genuinely say this wasn't rigged. I'm getting really serious now. You could say this wasn't rigged because you should be the person to log on first then, right? Like, cool. Jack's here as well. Hi, Jack. Jack, by the way, everyone, made all of the animation of all of the stuff that you see in the show, the intro and outro and bits and bobs. So thank you, Jack, for the lovely stuff there. I'm gonna die. Okay. I'm alive. Oh God, I fell out of my head. Okay. See how dangerous this place is? Oh goodness, the zombie's gonna get me now as well. Die. I might just log off. Okay. Anyway, so firstly, I would say you had to, if you'd have come to ask me, if Mumbo had come straight up to me and said, "Give me that name tag," I would have given it to him. Keralis had have asked it, I'd have given it to him. The other contestants might have been far away, so then they would have picked it up anyway, right? Second, be the first person to log on then. Not my problem. Thirdly, Pearl does then go proceed
Name tag? Oh, I'm in Australia. I'm not going to pick this up.
Boom.
Yeah, I picked it up.
to grab it, right?
You gotta dig.
She does it, but again, you have to ding in to answer. So now they're all running back to the podium, but Pearl was also quickest at running back to the podium, hitting the buzzer, and doing it. So as soon as Pearl picked up the name tag, Keralis and Mumbo could have run back to their buzzers. Pearl would have name tagged the sheep, and then they could have buzzed in and said, "Zedaph, the sheep's over there," and I would have given them the point. So there was no riggedness, there was no unfairness. It was equally unfair to everybody. That's kind of my vibe with this game show. Don't make it fair, make it equally unfair, because that's way more fun. What's Jack saying? I totally missed his message, but everybody's laughing at him because he said something funny. I've got to scroll up. Goodness. I don't know what he said. Oh well, he'll get away with it this time. So exactly, but again, people were, the name tag thing was probably that, and the Keralis Mumbo, Keralis Skiz bit for the very grand finale were the two biggest parts of the show that people thought were rigged and stuff. But no, this one especially, I really think is totally fair. It's equally unfair for everyone. You have to buzz in to answer is my version of all the information is on the task. That's true. That's true. Yeah, the fish one, Dot, that's a very good point. If we head to the finale. By the way, no, let's talk about this again. This whole moment, very quickly, I realized that a lot of the contestants were jokingly mocking the show, right? Which, why wouldn't you? The show's ridiculous. It's very mockable. And sometimes I would ask the contestants if they're having fun, and they would say no, and things like that. As a joke, as a loving joke. However, I thought for the finale, quite late in the process actually, I thought I would add a question where they would have to lie and pretend that they really cared about the show. So that is exactly what I do for this part. Question 1 isn't really a question at all. I'm just asking them to pretend and say some stuff on the spot of how much they care about the show and love the show and desperately want to win, and it means everything to them and all of this nonsense. So they all totally did, and it was great. And then, yeah, we edited that into what you saw at the beginning. So it's almost a little trick on you as the audience as well, to kind of... Maybe Skiz wasn't lying, I don't know. But they were very much told to say heartfelt, meaningful messages of why they want to win the show, whether they wanted to or not, you know. And anything, I think Jem might have also said something about like the show being stupid in a fun way, of course, again. But obviously, I had the power of editing, so we totally cut that part out and just. That was also funny too, watching the show and everyone being like, "Aw," at the beginning bit, only to find out later on that the contestants had been tricked into making a heartfelt intro, as well as the contestants felt tricked at the end of this bit. Brilliant. They felt tricked here when I revealed to them that there was no points on offer, and that worked out fantastic too. But we, of course, couldn't have them make another video for the finale, right? Because between we filmed show 1, 2, 3 in order, and then obviously we needed to know who won out of those 3. I think we filmed show 3 on I can't remember now. It might have been a Friday, and I think then the Monday we recorded the finale. I'm not sure. I don't know, but it wasn't long between the show 3 and the finale coming in, so I knew that they wouldn't have time to record a whole nother video and do all of that, and they spent a lot of time onto it, and it wouldn't be fair for them to have to work on a whole nother, video sheep challenge between then and the finale. So I had to come up with some other games. We obviously had the fish race. We had some more physical games in this one as well. I very much made sure in the finale that the questions were harder. The questions and the tasks were a lot more in-depth and chaotic, and that's why the finale ended up being as chaotic as it was. But yeah, after round 1, we have a little bit of death. Lovely. Boom. We have the fish flopping race to get from here to here, but you had to get your fish to get from there to there, which I love. Again, it's maybe one of my funnest kind of parts of the show to do. You put a bucket of fish on here, takes the water away instantly because it's sponge, and then you've just got a fish crazily flopping around, being quite chaotic, and you've got to try and shepherd your fish into over the finish line here. And there was a little bit of controversy. I'm just here to defend myself over the finale here. If we can watch from about here onwards.
You go.
Go, Carl!
My fish is huge!
Your
Why
fish
is
going
why
so
is the salmon
fast.
so big?
Come on, baby! Come on! Yes! That's it!
Is it over?
There. So Skiz and Corrales both finishing very, very quickly between each other here. And in fact, can I slow this down even more? If it'll even let me. This is like slow-mo of slow-mo. Did I slow it down too much? Maybe it just doesn't want to play it. I don't know. Trying to play it in slow-mo speed. I would say that they... Oh, here we go. That technically, I think... Oh, goodness. Oh, it's glitched out. Technically, Corrales' one touches the finish line first. But I feel like Skiz's one crossed the finish line more. Corrales' one kind of goes off the side of the finish line. I don't know why the salmon was so big. I think they've just changed the model recently. But yeah, I feel like they were very much... It was like a tiebreaker, like down to the wire moment. Like Corrales' one is further. Corrales' one technically crosses the back side of the finish line more, but I would argue that the finish line ends here. It doesn't extend to the left. Plus, remember, I was having to do this without slow-mo. The slow-mo was purely in editing, so I really just had to make a decision at the time. And you know, Corrales' is further on, but Skiz's is much more across the finish line itself, not adjacent to the finish line. I think, was Jem trying to, do something with Corrales' fish there? I don't know. So that's why I gave Skiz the point. Again, I didn't see it in slow-mo at the time. But I still say that Skiz should get it first. Then Corrales' one technically never goes back and crosses the finish line for real. But I still think that he deserves to come second. And then poor Jem, having trouble with her massive salmon. Oh, the finish line. Oh, yeah, I like it. I like it. Exactly. Alida, Skiz purposely redirects his sheep, I was going to say, his fish, to make sure it comes over the line so that it does cross the finish line itself. Anyway, I still think that I made the right choices. I still am very happy. I stand by all of my point awardings for all of the bits of the show. This was also a hard one to judge as well. At one point in it, about here, I think I say, oh, there aren't any white sheep left, which is hilarious because there's loads of white sheep left. But these ones down here, I couldn't see because of this ridge. I think I say it. Oh, I'm in super slow mode still. Ba 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 ba. Okay. Oh, there's not a single white sheep left anymore. See, what an idiot. But I couldn't see this guy, and these guys are all kind of being over-sheeped, right? So I could see them. Anyway, I also wasn't massively... I don't think many people mentioned it, but I wasn't massively happy with this part, was that both Skiz and Corrales drew. They both tied with the same amount of sheep. So I was going to tell them to come and whoever can dye the final white sheep their colour first would win. Corrales already started walking over to the pen. That didn't feel fully fair, but it did feel like Corrales was somehow guessing what I was going to say and rightfully did it first. And it doesn't matter anyway, because Skiz won the whole show. So who cares, right? Again, it didn't actually make any kind of difference, sort of, to the end finale. Any of the major controversies didn't really make any difference to the end score, the end result. The only one was whether it was looking at Corrales or Skiz, and I have argued very strongly. Oh, that's true, Dot, as well. That made it, not on purpose, but that made it a three-way tie as well, which meant that it was very, very tense, and we had to have this whole... Yeah, there. They all got sixes at this point as well, which was just amazing. When I saw that popped through on the scoreboard, I was like, what? Okay, that's perfect. So yeah, this was genuinely... None of the show was, like, when I say scripted before, I mean, like, you know, my questions that I was going to ask, and, like, I needed to make sure I introduced, now it's time for round one and stuff like that. I needed somewhat of a loose script so that I just kind of knew what to do and how to award the points and everything. Other than that, none of this was scripted in the slightest. Like, this was all incredibly real for the contestants, especially so. They really did not know what was coming. I made sure to keep it that way. I don't want to like fake script roleplay stuff, or like, that's boring to me anyway. So having it real, get their real reactions, you can tell that's fine. But yeah, getting this, what an absolute cliffhanger. A triple tie? That's unheard of. And I always had planned for my tie breaks. In the earlier questions, the tie breaks were just going to be no, if they both ding in at the same time, which is possible if you do it in the same tick. The tie break was whoever had the lowest score at the time got to answer. I felt like that was a fair way of kind of like simply being like, you know, two people ding in instantaneously at the same time. Well, whoever's got the lowest score, give them the chance to answer first. I think that's fair enough. Helps the people that aren't doing as many as well, makes them catch up a bit. But yeah, at this point, I had always planned that we would do a face away from your buzzer and spin around and try and hit your buzzer first, because it's very disorientating to spin around and stuff. But I did not think I was going to get a three-way tie to do it. So yeah, that was a fun extra. And even then, I do believe that don't two of them also ding their buttons
all as good as each other, but we need to get rid of one
at the same time as well?
Directly away. When I make a sheep noise, you're going to spin around.
Let's have a look.
Whoever buzzes first gets
So yeah, Cypher, we get a double ding as well. It's crazy. It's just tiebreakers on tiebreakers at this point. Skiz definitely wins.
He is through, but there is...
And then, just fast forward ahead a little bit.
Face away, please, from your buzzers. And when I make that sheep, you buzz to save your life. Here it goes.
I waited a long time. And I mooed. Oh, the moo got them as well. That was funny too. And then Corrales makes a sound that sounds a bit like a sheep.
Clearly not a sheep, obviously.
He goes, nah. And it sounds a bit like bah. Anyway. Look at that. A double ding. That is, they have to do that, I believe, in the same 1/20th of a second to get that to happen. Crazy. Utterly crazy. But anyway, they both double ding. So then I had to get them to do it again. It was great. It was a perfect finale. Have I got a good thing of me and Skiz standing together? I think Skiz comes around and stands next to me. Or maybe he was at the beginning. There you go. What a way to end it. I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about today. And show it. I would like to know a little bit more about the sheep looking direction and stuff like that. I would be very, very curious. What else? What else can I say before we wrap up here? I need to go for a birthday meal to celebrate. Oh, I'm going to eat some yummy food. I'm going to buy some cake as well with the lovely donations from today. Again, thank you. But what people saying? Hang on, hold on. I was reading. Why did I make the middle button a different color? That's a very good point. Just for the style of the show, it just looked nicer. The logo has got a little bit of blue in it. Why can't I show the logo properly? A little bit of blue in it. I thought, why not put a blue in there just to make the show work a little bit like that too. Then also, what else? Other questions? I've got a few more minutes before we wrap up real quick, so I'd love to hear some of your other points.
The scoreboard, how we did the scoring live.
Oh yeah. Dot's got a question. Not got a question. She's got an answer that she'd like me to tell you about. We did the scores similarly. We had a spreadsheet open where Dot would be able to put the scores into the spreadsheet, and depending on what the question was, it would tell me who. If two people dinged in at the same time and I had to look at the lowest score, it would tell me who to give the lowest score to, if that makes sense. Is Andrew still alive? I don't know. You'll have to ask Joel about his beef with Andrew there. Where can one purchase the coin? Tinker it. You're asking the greatest questions. creocards.com/Zedaph. You can also look at this. Bada! You can get your hands on this lovely coin. I'm going to talk to you in this for the end bit of the screen. So other questions. Rub my hands ready. How long did each episode take to record? Bugman's ask. If the edit was about 22 minutes. I'm going to get the numbers slightly wrong. I think show 1 was about 35 minutes from start to end. Recording time. There's a lot of fluff in the middle there. We even hit record. And we were kind of all just chatting a little bit at the beginning before I even properly started the show. So, take that with a grain of salt. Episode 2, I believe, was 45 minutes. That took a bit longer. I had some more issues. Show 3 was down quite short, 30-ish minutes. And the finale took a long time. That was about a full hour of recording. But again, we had tried to really, really get everything prepared. Like, I cannot underestimate or undersell, I don't know, just how much work Dot and I spent on. I'm just going to play with the coin. It's fun to play with. How much Dot and I actually spent in time to get everything prepared and ready and stuff. It kind of was crazy. I think Dot got another question.
No, I just wanna.
Oh, there's Dot thumb up as well.
Oh, that is hard.
It is hard to thumbs up,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I know.
Isn't that crazy? Goodness. Is it? Oh, you can thumbs down easily, but thumbs up. Okay.
Well, you can see my shadow.
Isn't it crazy? Anyway. Any other questions? How did I make the Frankensheep? I have answered that earlier. It's a program called Minimator that lets you bring in Minecrafty models and blocks and things, and I just basically got 2 mobs in and hid some of their body parts, merged them together. That was easy. How heavy is the coin? I actually haven't got a pair of scales here right now. I'm sure that might actually be, if you go to that link down below or scan the QR code, it might say on Creo's website. I actually don't know how heavy it is. It's quite nice and light. Maybe if I would say it's about €1 and a pound coin. It's slightly heavier than that. The QR code reminds me of Instagram for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of got to choose whether I wanted it to be rounded a bit or whatever. I thought it suited the style of the show a little bit more. But any other questions? I'm ignoring any that we've already answered earlier on the stream. I'm sorry. I apologize. Are there any questions I wanted to include but decided against? Asked Tanestus. There was definitely some questions that I wrote that I ended up removing before asking. There were no questions that I asked the hermits and then edited out. but there were some questions that I wrote and then decided before filming to cancel, to not ask them, right? You want me to spin the coin? Okay, well, chat, let's play. Right, everyone guess looking or not looking? Guess. Say now. Speak, forever hold your peace. Tara says looking. Oh, we're getting a lot of stuff. You're going to have to judge this yourself. Okay, and... Oh... It's looking at you! Endless hours of fun this thing can give you. No, it's perfect because it works as like a symbolic thing that you can have on your shelf. You can keep it, and it's a nice little memento and stuff like that. But it is ultimately literally a game you can play as well. Like, it's perfect. It's brilliant. It was quite a good spin, wasn't it? Oh goodness! Oh, I dropped it. Okay. So, yeah, no, that works too. Sorry, a couple more questions. Wait, Tone, did I answer your question? I forgot. There's been too many sheep butts and lookings now. Nick Hale, thanks for the birthday wishes. Do appreciate it. What inspired me to be so passionate about stinky sheep? I don't know. I think Is That Sheep Looking at Me was the beginning of my apparent sheep fascination. I don't really have anything that I love about sheep or anything. Like, genuinely, I just have ended up doing a lot of stuff. And then the aerial sheep service came about. I don't know why we picked sheep back then either. I don't know. But, you know, over the years, I've either accidentally had sheep because I've needed them, like the wool wall in the science lab as well. It needed to be sheep because that was my sheep farm. Anyway, sheep has kind of accidentally happened a lot, and then any times where it hasn't been accidental, because I've got the thing with the sheep, I just kind of, it's just like a thing. I don't know. Exactly, Bugman. Worms, really. Willy the Worm is my true mascot. Sheep are just the wannabe, but, you know, sheep have butts and faces so that you can make cool coins. Misery asks, what's my favorite animal IRL? I don't think I have a favorite animal. I'm not sure. I haven't really given that much thought. Like, I have a lovely dog called Danny. He's super cute. I love him. He's probably my favorite animal. But I wouldn't typically say, like, if it wasn't for that, if it's like a zoo animal or like a safari animal or something. I don't know. Is that bad that I don't have a favorite sheep? I really don't know. Other questions. Reading some stuff that's been answered previously. Did I plan a tiebreaker for every session? No, it was always going to be the spin around. It was either going to be the scoring thing, or it was going to be the spin around and press your button first for every one. I think we only had to do that like a couple of times, so that worked out well. A Christmas special, Mahogany Tree asks, as much as I would love to, it's not happening. I have not got enough time before Christmas. I'm also completely burnt out of video making at all. Again, this was like an entire month of my life with Dot working on all of this show. Not to mention this coin and stuff. Creo and I have been back and forth over probably well over a year now about making this thing. So this whole project has been on the go for a very long time. And yeah, that was enough for now. I need a bit of a break, and I certainly won't be able to make a show before Christmas, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully 4 shows. Hey, you got plenty of shows, right? I will say, maybe this is a bit cheeky, Dot and I have probably been the people that have watched these episodes the most out of anyone in the world, right? Maybe you can prove me wrong. You can change that. But genuinely, and I do not say this about pretty much any of my other videos, I get sick if I've watched my same video even once back. Sometimes I don't like watching my own videos very often, but this show, Dot and I have watched back probably more about at least 10 times per episode, and I'm including recording it. I'm including the first edit, the second edit, the third, the fourth, the fifth edit, the previews, Dot doing the subtitling for the show, me checking all the, all that other stuff. We've watched it through a lot. I am not sick of it, that watching the show in the slightest. I think it is beautiful. It is the project. I've peaked in life. As a YouTuber, this is the best it's going to get, folks. It's all downhill from here. I hope not, but genuinely, this is the project I am most proud of up to this point in time. And I'm really glad everybody's been loving it as much as they have. So I would say watch these shows more. Like if you want to rewatch it, there are parts in these in every episode. There is at least one or two moments that Dot and I have found that we didn't notice the first watch, but on the second or third watch, we started picking up on little things people say, little subtle, little under their breath comments about things that are just hilarious. And even when I was watching the show in the premiere, I noticed somebody say something that I had never noticed before, and it was super funny. So yeah, that's perfect too. I think I can tell the people, Dot, right? So no promises. Dot is going to be having a little look through the footage for any kind of outtakey, bloopery. I fluffed saying stuff sometimes. Believe it or not, I cannot talk good at all. Words do not come out of my mouth very well. So yeah, I mess up what I'm trying to say a lot. There's some funny bits and bobs that didn't make it into the show fully. There might be some kind of deleted scene, outtake, blooper reel-esque video coming. However, we have not looked back at any of the footage yet, so there might not be very much. If it's good, it will come out on the channel. If it's not very good, then I don't know. It probably won't come out. Maybe I'll just share it with patrons and YouTube channel members as well, perhaps. People that I know would be hardcore fans, But yeah. Would I host a game show version in real life if someone offered it to me? Absolutely, I would. I'd wear the yellow and pink suit and everything. That'd be wonderful. That would be brilliant. Favorite contestant? Oh, that's tricky because they've all been great in their own right. I think B-Dubs, because he was so bad at the game, yet he came into it with such passion, and B-Dubs is always a lot of fun. I wouldn't say he was my favorite contestant, but he's certainly a name that stands out to me for being the person to go out first, basically. Yeah, maybe it'll be a YouTube short if it's not very long. If it's under a minute, then man, this is fun to play with. This is really tactile and stuff. I think people were worried that it might be like a plastic coin or something, or like I don't know what, but like this is like proper. I don't know how else to tell you other than like clinking two of them together. Like, this is proper metal stuff. It's good. It's tactile. What else do people want to know? I've spilled water all over my hand. Oh, Dot. Yes, I think that's Dot's way of telling me that I need to wrap it up. It's not chocolate. It does look like chocolate. Maybe next time we'll make a chocolate coin to go along with it as well. Another thing. Totally. It comes with a certificate of authentication as well. A nice little card. I haven't actually seen them yet in real life. But I'm going to hand sign a bunch of cards as well, so you can get that this is the proper pocket edition of Is That Sheep Looking at Me coin. Thank you everyone for your birthday messages again. I do appreciate it. Final point. Let's do it. Let's do another spin. Put your guesses in, please. This is purely self-regulated. Get your comments in. I'm not going to spin it yet until I see some stuff. Thank you for the support, by the way. I really do appreciate it. Everyone's saying looking, not looking. I'm seeing a bunch. Not saying not looking. Let's see if I can get a good spin in. Huh! Oh, I think you might have seen it. It's the butt this time. I should have guessed as well. Okay, I'm going to play two. I'm going to say the sheep is looking at me. Get in! It is. Look, I'm not going to move it. There it is. Oh, it's a lot of fun. Okay, again, thank you so much for the love and support, everybody. I really do appreciate it. I have a bunch of bits and bobs I need to do between now and like the end of the year. Hopefully, you'll see some more stuff. I am going to take it a little bit easy though, and I think Dot and I we have a much deserved break as well now. I think. So again, thank you all. Difficult thumbs up to dos. Love all your faces. Until next time, a bye.